Alright, so we got another one coming at you. Sorry, I'm a little out of breath. Just got done with the gym. Got a load to take to the airport, and then after that, we are good to go on the next topic. So, towing trailers. Really excited about what I have to show y'all. Got a really good deal with it. Helped a buddy out. He doesn't have a truck anymore, so he gave me something special. I didn't even know that they made this type of hitch. Honestly, it's pretty cool. And then he showed it to me. We worked out a deal, and yeah, here we go. All right, so typical fashion, sun's going down, but it's not going to take too long. Two things we got to do. Take off the old nut, and then take off the old crush washer, and then swap them over to the new unit. And I'm basically just going to show you all kind of what it is, and we're going to kind of see what it looks like in place. And then we have an event coming up pretty soon, and that's when the test will really begin. But I just thought I'd make a short video to kind of show you a different style of hitch that you probably don't see every day. If you tow trailers a lot, maybe you've seen one. I tow trailers all the time, and I've never seen one, but I tow them in my semi, and not usually in my pickup, unless we're going to like a race weekend or something like that. So let's get into it. I'm gonna show you all the old hitch that I have. It's rated to 17,000 pounds, and then I'm gonna swap it over to the new one. Like I was saying, my buddy gave me, and it's rated to 14,000 pounds total trailer weight. So that's about the cap that I'd like to pull with the current setup of my truck. I have pulled more, but for the most part, that's right around the weight that I stick around regardless. So, or at least with this hitch, because that's the only type of bumper pull that I have currently. So yeah, let's get into it. So I was actually unable to find a socket and a wrench big enough, because this is a little bit bigger than the standard trailer hitch wrench that you can usually find at the parts store. So I just ended up going with a couple of these, and I'm just going to stick it in my hitch, and then we'll swap it out there. I'm going to stick it in upside down. That was a lot harder than I thought it'd be. Good. I'm going to take the old hitch out, put in the new hitch, and then we're going to reinstall the bolt. There it is. We have ourselves an air-safe hitch. So I think it's a little bit higher than I need it to be, but because of these bolts right here, I think it'll be fine. It actually doesn't stick off as far as I thought it would. 1,400 pounds of TW, which is tongue weight. 14,000 pounds of gross trailer weight, GTW. That's where you put the air. Thing whenever you're towing a bumper pull is every bump the front of that trailer feels, or the back of your truck feels. If the trailer's not that heavy, a truck as big as mine, it kind of feels a lot. So the air will basically mitigate any of the bounciness. I think it'll be fun. And like I said, I mean, I got it for basically nothing. That's pretty much what it's going to look like. The previous hitch was rated to 17. This weighs, I think, like 100 pounds, maybe 90 pounds. The other guy seemed like he did not want to pick it up. Each of these rods right here are rated to 16,500 pounds. So one of the bigger things that I forgot to mention, there are two ways that you can use this. So a lot of people, whenever you haul like an RV trailer or you're going off-road a lot, you're required to have some type of rock guard so that you don't fling rocks. Say you have a dolly, the wheels sometimes go out here. There's rock guards in order to stop all of that from happening. So with this particular hitch, which a lot of the other ones like Shocker and I think Kurt makes a soft hitch, and so does Gen Y. One thing that this has that those don't, that I've noticed, is you can actually slide this out. You can actually slide this out just a little bit so that you can actually put your rock guards, because most of them attach to your hitch. It's still rated to that, even when it's extended like this. I was going to keep it all the way in just so I can get the maximum tongue weight capacity, because I think whenever you slide it out, the tongue weight actually goes down by 400 pounds. All right, so we're hooking it up now, and you'll see how much it collapsed without any air in it. About 50 psi. Test the lights. We're gonna go down the road. I'm gonna see if I need any more, but for the most part, I think I'm gonna have to extend the emergency lock. I think we're gonna stick it right here in the meantime, because if that ball breaks, that's where it's gonna be pulling off first. Looks a little top heavy, so I might raise it up one. Like 75 degrees in Texas right now. Got my brakes set at 3.5 when I'm empty. The top seems a little bit high, but I'm gonna see how we can adjust that whenever I get to the yard that I work at. But so far, I mean, just this little bumpy place that I park my trailers at, almost all the bumps are gone. Wow. I put about 50 pounds in it because dump trailers tend to have a higher tongue weight even when they're empty, just because the wheels are so far back, so that you can pivot and back up and basically put it where you want. I feel almost no feedback from the trailer. It's kind of scary. I feel the back of my truck kind of flexing, but I see the trailer on my camera, and there's almost no feedback between the trailer and me. Like, here's the worst part right here. Okay, there's almost no feedback from the trailer going over those bumps. Usually there's a lot of like jumping around, especially over the steeper bumps. All the bucking right now is coming from the rear suspension, just because my factory leaf springs are pretty heavy because I have a 1-ton, but I have a single wheel, so they're a little bit more forgiving than the dualies. Because even like an empty car trailer, I mean, you feel a little bit, but it's not that bad. But like an empty dump trailer, there's still like 1,100 pounds of empty tongue weight that you put on there. So, wow, the trailer bumping around, it's like, it's almost gone. But, that was a train over the river and through the woods, I guess. But wow, it's like all the little tiny bumps that I usually would feel, you know, jerking up and down, they're just gone. And the bags on my truck right now, I don't have any air in them. I think maybe 10 psi. Oh, okay, yeah. Initial impressions, pretty amazing. I'm rambling now, but So my setup is going to be a little bit different from what a lot of people would see. That's the setup that I'm rocking. The chains were long enough. A lot of people complain about that kind of thing. Whenever you go with one of these hitches, a lot of times the chains, you need to extend them. Yeah, 50 psi so far, 1,100 pound tongue weight, empty. So once you add a little bit more to the front of that, it'll increase. But the most tongue weight, based on where the axles sit, as long as I center my load properly, is about 1,400 pounds. All right, so one thing that I noticed was it raised the tongue of the dump trailer. So what you're supposed to do is get a drop hitch. And the drop hitch I had before was a 4-inch drop hitch. But I think I'm going to drop it 1 notch, and then I'm going to see how that sits. Buddy said maybe 2. But I basically want the top of this right here to match the top of that. And that looks like I think it's going to do. The front end dropped just a little bit. Yeah, I think 1 notch is going to be perfect. I think 2 notches would be a little excessive, but it looks to be pretty dead level at that. Of course, if I do need to raise the tongue up a little bit, I can always add more air once we actually load the trailer. So, but I think as far as being empty or like really light stuff, I think that's where it needs to be. So I'm going to tighten that up, and then we're going to take a test drive. All right, just like that, she is all tightened down and she's ready to go. All right, so we're all done modifying the level height of the hitch in the trailer. Just something to keep in mind if you're going to have one of these hitches and you do lift the back of your truck. Whenever I lifted mine, I only did 3 inches in the front, and that pretty much dead levels it out. And after a few times of actually maxing out my payload, my springs loosened up a little bit and they raised up just a hair, because I have no lift blocks on the back. I don't like using blocks, but I do have airbags. So just something to keep in mind if your truck is lifted any more than 3 to 4 inches all the way around, not just the front but in the back as well. If you get one of these, you're going to have to get a drop bracket for this, which they sell. But you have to buy it separately from your hitch. Kind of expensive, not gonna lie. I think it's like an extra 300 bucks. But this right here is rated for anywhere from 14 up to 25,000 pounds, I think, even with it being dropped. So I may or may not add the dampeners to mine, because usually they have some where there's dampeners from here to here. We'll see how it rides the way it is, but it's rated to 14,000 pounds. So, and then that's all the payload that I have. So total 14,000 minus that. That's how much the trailer weighs empty. For most dump trailers like this is a 7x14. The tongue weight usually at the low end is about 1,100 pounds. So I'm going to end it here. God bless. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm always doing something. So if you have any questions about the hitch or even the dump trailer or the truck, anything, just leave me a comment on this video or any one of my other ones. I try to get back as fast as I can. And then, yeah, we have another project coming, so stay tuned.